This is Wholesome, and he just learned he got cheated on like my boy I show speed. The worst part about this is that his girlfriend FaceTimed him to let him know she let a richer guy enter her fresh bakery and now she's dumping him. But here's the thing, bro is so broke that he ate ramen noodles 24/7 just so he could afford being a part-time simp. Turns out that was a waste of money, and now the only thing Wholesome can remember is his dad's advice on putting his body to good use. Unfortunately, his dad's life force went to zero a year ago, and now he's decided to follow his advice by becoming a construction worker. However, things don't go according to plan as he keeps getting treated like absolute trash, and the pay is worse than he imagined as he can't even afford a McDonald's Junior chicken meal. Regardless, things are about to look up for our boy as Wholesome doesn't know his dad signed him up for something he never really expected over a year ago. And ever since his dad's anime-style disappearance into the void, bro has been secretly watched by a secret organization full of 10 out of 10 girls that is specifically looking for the next chosen one. The one that wields the greatest weapon ever. Anyways, after eating some more ramen for his dinner at a nearby convenience store, Wholesome heads back home busy thinking about how he wished to be a big stepper. Underground methods like a big dog, but he's stuck living like a normie, forever stuck doing the same thing for money over and over again. But as if it was destiny, the purple-haired Bong Shell appeared out of nowhere and purposely bumped into him while giving him the sneaky Link look, making his heart flutter instantly, allowing Wholesome to forget about his misery just for a few seconds. A few blinks later, she disappeared like my friend's hot Cheetos dust on their fingers whenever they finish up a gaming session, where Wholesome then realized that the mystery girl slipped him a sussy calling card informing him that he can call her number if he ever needs money. Now me personally, if this happened to me, especially if it was a pretty girl with a Brazilian dump truck doing it, then my Indian gift card scammer or Nigerian prince senses would absolutely blow off the charts, so he better watch out if he starts hearing "why did you redeem it" over and over again. Nevertheless, bro heads home and slumps over on the ground against a wall since he's broke as heck with no chairs. So he starts thinking about it, although he feels as if the vibes are off since why would such a beautiful girl coincidentally bump into him the same day his girlfriend broke up with him. So as he keeps thinking about it, his mind can't shake the image of the girl who's totally his type, so things don't look like it makes sense for him, making him wonder if this girl is somehow 2 steps ahead like my boy skinny Nico Avocado. Fast forward 2 minutes later, blood began rushing down his Mount Rushmore after thinking too hard about the girl, so he ends up calling the number since what could go wrong as bro already got nothing except a fat zero in his bank account. However, as he rings up the number, Wholesome began to think that he just got pranked bro because no one answered and the only thing that he heard was a beep before the call abruptly ended. Surprisingly, after the beep, he got an alert from his bank that he received the equivalent of $10,000 USD, making him profusely sweat just like me on the toilet when I eat too much spicy food. Nonetheless, after stopping for a few moments to take it all in, bro pulls out a big brain move to actually check his bank account to make sure everything is real, and much to his disbelief, his balance actually updated instantly. Our boy then continues to freak out, busy thinking about how much he could spend on DoorDash now and how much Robux he can buy with leftover money, as he wants to get dripped out to show off to his online friends, but there's a catch. He could get another 10 bands if he simply accepts the offer to work with the mysterious purple girl. As such, Wholesome quickly pulled out his 169 words per minute typing skills to reply with "sure," and upon sending it, he instantly received another $10,000 to his bank account without him having to physically exert himself. Confused as to how they even got his correct bank account, bro doesn't question it and instead began jumping up and down as he can't believe he just made 2 years worth of his salary in seconds, and if he wants more, he just has to show up to meet her at 10 p.m. sharp tomorrow. Fast forward to the next day, we find Wholesome visiting his mom at a care facility, and like a good perfect son that is totally not involved with something very suspicious, he proceeds to pay his late fees but also ends up paying for an entire year in advance. After paying for everything like an absolute Chad, bro finally goes to see his mom, but it's revealed that she pulled the Spanish or English move on him, causing bro to freeze on the spot, but then she fell asleep and forgot who he is because she got dementia. And to make matters worse for our boy, after Wholesome's mom fell asleep, the nurse delivered some heart-wrenching news where our boy discovers that not only is her battle with dementia a losing war, but now she also procured some heart problems that requires more advanced treatments which costs a lot of money. 20 grand isn't enough, and that kind of money can barely buy a brand new iPhone Sigma Pro 420, so bro decides to lock in and head to the meeting spot just so he doesn't mess up his one-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity. Regardless, bro forgot he still has 6 bands in his bank account, so instead of taking the subway, he got stuck with his habit of running through sketchy alleyways at night, causing him to trip over garbage left and right as he tries his best to take every shortcut he can. Eventually, Hoonseng made it right outside his designated meeting spot with a mysterious purple girl barely on time, but he's shocked that the address left him at one of the fanciest hotels in the country. Of course, with time ticking down and bro not used to elevators, Hoonseng goes for the stairs and makes a scene by proceeding to run through like a maniac, pushing everyone aside, hoping he makes it before the timer ticks to 0. Clearly, his plan was very boneheaded, but it worked. He was too fast and too strong for any of the workers to slow him down for being a psycho, and upon following the instructions to a T, he ran into the same mysterious girl that bumped into him the day before. Now that he made it literally right on time, our boy stares directly into her soul while locking eye contact with her, where he then asks what he must do to make more money, as he's looking like he's more desperate than Danny Phantom. Fast forward a day later, Bro is in absolute disbelief after learning that his first job isn't going to make him do something sketchy like sell his liver or something. Instead, he must use his weapon of mass destruction to lay waste to people's bakeries in secret. As such, Bro finds himself super scared to ring the doorbell at a penthouse apartment worth more than $5 million, as he didn't expect he would have to use his missile to land a direct hit on a lady. Nevertheless, after pressing the doorbell, Hoonseng gets greeted by a lady in a robe who swiftly opens the door and orders him to follow her closely, without making any sounds since her baby just fell asleep nearby. Now don't worry guys, Hoonseng's face was just like us when he found out that he's forced to destroy the rice cake of someone taken and married, especially with a baby literally nearby, but our boy gotta make some sacrifices to make some bread, so he takes a deep breath and tries not to think about it. 2 seconds after trying his best to not think about it, the two instantly begin their sussy 1-versus-1 duel where Bro unravels his Ender Dragon, causing the girl to gasp in awe, allowing Hoonseng to finally understand what his dad truly meant when he said to put his body to good use. What's even crazier is that it only took a single sussy cheesy chili hot dog attack to almost wake up the baby in the adjacent room, as the only thing you could hear is a high-pitched noise once his missile locked onto the girl's defensive base. After landing a direct hit, the two pause for a second, causing the girl to shyly look away, as she never knew she had it in her to bark like I show speed by accident, since she has never experienced a battering ram as strong as the nation of Hoonseng. Anyways, now that Bro knows the power he holds within his Prince Behemoth, he tells the girl to let him cook, and upon hearing his words, she quickly holds on for her dear life, knowing full well that the real roller coaster ride is about to begin. Within just 30 seconds of their sussy 1-versus-1 duel, the girl admits utter defeat after witnessing milk appear out of nowhere, causing her to get up and ask how old our boy is, allowing us to learn that she's only 2 years older than Hoonseng. She also reveals that her real name is Woojin, and since they are basically the same age, she threatens him to never call her ma'am again, as she's only 27. And it's not like the milk jugs nearby would cause her to age over 40 years in 1 second. Nonetheless, shortly after introducing herself to our boy, the sussy tables quickly turn when Woojin the banana girl swaps attacking positions with our boy, allowing her to take control of the duel as she begins riding into battle like a force that could not be reckoned with. And just like that, Hoonseng's mind is blown, as he never knew someone could be so amazing that his mythical fruit actually activated and awakened by growing past its physical limits like a super limit break, so he tries his hardest to make sure his science experiment volcano does not explode. So now it's Hoonseng's turn to try and hold on for his dear life, as Woojin began relentlessly attacking his uninvolved beldam at full force, and to top it all off, she began channeling her orange squeezing techniques, making it even more difficult for our boy. Eventually, hard eyes began to populate on Woojin eyes faster than I could rank on Valorant, so we all know this old-timer is experiencing absolute bliss thanks to the weapon of mass destruction that our boy was luckily born with. Nonetheless, after watching Woojin get crazier by the second, Bro ends up realizing she's speeding up her attacks faster than the speed of light against him, as she wants him to call her beautiful to help her reach the climax of his Mount Rushmore. As such, our boy rewards her intense swordsmanship skills by complimenting her over and over, and upon doing so, she instinctively got close and locked eye contact before they continued on with some air-to-air combat, whilst Hoonseng's Costco hot dog charged on forward. So now, with time quickly fleeting faster than an unguarded candy bowl at someone's front porch during Halloween, it started to get too real for our boy, so he ends up following the footsteps of his idol Goku and began charging up his final Super Spirit Bomb against Woojin. He's then able to land a super effective direct attack, causing his out-of-this-world anime blast to absolutely fill up Woojin's time chamber to its absolute limit, marking the end of their first 1-versus-1 duel. After completing their sussy 1-versus-1 duel, Bro is forced to learn how to be a babysitter for just a couple minutes, as Woojin needed to clean up after their ordeal. And since she didn't know how to be quiet, she accidentally woke up the little homie next door. However, upon Woojin finishing up cleaning their mess that exploded all over her special time chamber, she walks back into the living room only to find herself looking like she fell in love again, as she didn't expect our boy to be Alpha Skibbity Rizzler thanks to his upgraded skills in relation to the young ones. So now with his first job basically complete, Bro stays with Woojin for a moment to make sure she could administer some food in a very family-friendly way, and let's just say he waited out the entire moment whilst busy sneaking a peek every couple seconds. In the end, as our boy continues to stare, Bro starts having some post-explosion jutsu clarity, making him think about the husband of Woojin, and whether or not this is the right thing to do just so he could make some bread to save the life of his mother. Nevertheless, after completing his mission, Bro starts having flashbacks back to home base where he got to meet the mastermind behind his recruitment, and it's the same blonde girl that his father met exactly 1 year ago. There, she began yapping about a special city he's going to be assigned to as a master destroyer they call Bantam City, the city where all the world's elites have decided to congregate, and which includes Elon Musk and Taylor Swift. But the only way for anyone to get in is a special card that will act as a key to open the gateway to the rich people land, and without it, he's just your normal Joe that knew nothing of secret society. And as long as he has this key, he will act as a special gift for the VIPs that live inside the fantasy land of Bantam City. So let's just hope Bro ain't going to get unlucky and get ganked by a VIP that happens to be a dude. Regardless, back to the present, Woojin falls asleep on our boy's shoulder after giving her kids some special milk and no cereal, allowing Hoonsang some more time to himself to think about whether or not he should continue rice cake smashing for crazy amounts of money. However, his gaze accidentally lands on some farmer market's melons right beside him, causing his banana tree to rise from the ground, and even though he tried to stop and hide the Sussy Fire Nation attack, it instantly woke up Woojin as she felt the scent of a Master Clapper's pet dragon wake up. Now that she's fully awake again, thanks to his Prince Behemoth rising up from the ashes like a majestic phoenix, Woojin blushes profusely before asking our boy if he's ready for a round 2 of the rice cake destroying, since it was his words, not hers. At this point, the sun has already set, so it looks like Hoonsang has been with VIP Woojin for at least 6 hours, and throughout the entire time her husband didn't even attempt to contact her. Once Bro says screw it, let's go for another battle round. With a brand new sussy 1 vs 1 duel now underway, Woojin goes for her patented killer combo she named the legendary Ultimate Mountain Dew Slurpee drinking technique, as she wants to pay back our boy for rewarding her greatly in their last duel. So now it's time for Hoonsang to be the main focus in their 1 vs 1. As such, Miss Woojin continually took on the impossible feat of destroying our boy's ultimate weapon with slow and very precise movement deep into enemy territory, which proved to be quite successful thanks to the face Hoonsang made, trying his best to cosplay Bella Porch's iconic faces. Nonetheless, with Woojin non-stop attacking Bro's broadside main cannon at night, with the most epic of proportions, unidentified liquid began dripping on the ground and even spraying onto nearby furniture like the $1 million couch, sending multiple arrangements and toys to scatter throughout the penthouse. Eventually, time pushed forward another few hours, but we end up finding the two still going at it with their intense anime-style duel taking place everywhere, including the kitchen island, the bathroom number 5, and literally every other room you can imagine. Even a gaming room and her RTX 4090 were not spared the absolute destruction left in their sussy wake. So Bro ends up having to take a breather to ask what kind of husband would leave behind one of the greatest wives he's ever seen. Unfortunately, as Hoonsang questions Woojin's husband's true motives, as no sane man would happily vacate their relationship with a lady as perfect as her, especially ones equipped with very Brazilian-style dump trucks, Bro remembers that his job is to just be a present and nothing else, so he shuts up and continues their duel. This time, though, he decides to use his special Dragon Z move for a way better and cooler beam, since he wants to finish the night with something Woojin will forever remember, as Bro feels bad that she feels lonely and had to call in his help. Now finished with his first job ever, Bro gets rated 6 stars out of 5 without a single hesitation, but upon waking up the very next day, our boy decided to just go being chilling. But his ex tries to hit him up, and since Bro is now a Sigma, he moved to quickly block her from his life. And since we all know how the saying goes, once a cheater, always a cheater, even on Roblox, so I am happy Hoonsang did not transform back to his simp self, and as if Lady Luck was smiling upon him, he instantly receives a phone call from his new boss after blocking the heck out of his old girlfriend. It's then revealed that the boss had very good news for him. So once he learned the news that Woojin successfully leveled up by getting rid of his husband through a fast divorce, Bro showed up to gank her in person just so he could congratulate her personally. Bro even brought flowers for her, as he can't believe the city actually granted a quick divorce, and to top it all off, they awarded her with a huge lump sum, so the first things out of her mouth is her asking our boy for more rice cake destroying. Of course, Hoonsang can't refuse her offer now, since not only is he getting paid handsomely, but he's also lost all his problems in dueling Woojin as she no longer has a partner in crime legally. Nevertheless, back at the secret society home base, it's revealed that the only reason the quick divorce happened in Bantam City is because Woojin's husband was caught in 4K with another woman in broad daylight, without the dude even realizing that he was getting tailed by a photographer. And since Woojin's father happens to be Bantam City's mayor, they did not want any negative press coming out, so they swiftly moved to make the divorce as clean as possible, whilst also trying their best to get Woojin the biggest bag ever. So now that their separation is legally finalized, the girls were able to relay the news to a very happy Wholesome, but the purple-haired girl, which we learn is named Yuna, wasn't very fond of the idea of informing him of what happened since she doesn't seem to trust our boy. However, the big boss equipped with very large twin pyramids of Giza originally felt the same way, but after his first ever mission completion, there's no denying that Wholesome has very large potential, especially since he was the main catalyst to actually get Woojin to sign off on going after her husband as she initially did not want to. Anyways, now that the secret society luckily drafted the #1 prospect in over a decade, the big boss lady had the great idea to hand him off directly to Yuna, so she could help him transform into the most effective weapon the world has ever seen. After hearing that she's now stuck with him, she tries to weasel herself out of the plan, but she ends up getting offered twice the money she makes now as long as she agrees to be his manager, just so he could actually reach his true potential. Now speak of the devil, upon Yuna accepting to be the driving force behind the new sussy Fire Nation brain of our boy, we end up discovering that Wholesome has already found himself a target of a new, but way more sussy client lurking in the shadows. This time, our boy's brand new opponent seems to be a menace to be reckoned with, as she's already ordering a brand new gift for herself, totally unsatisfied with the current gift underneath, looking like she's about to end the life of her current sussy battle partner because his big spoon isn't doing the trick right now. Regardless, 30 seconds into her country bull riding 1 versus 1 competition, her pink eyes disappointingly locks into the eyes of her prey, where she proceeds to let the guy know he's more boring than your favorite streamer, so she's rejecting his proposal for a round 2 on the weekend. She then flashes a smile at him, letting him know she's going to be very busy from now on, instilling backrooms type of fear at the unlucky man sent to be the gift for this monster, since bro knows that's code word for his life force getting sent to 0 as soon as his volcano erupts due to her legendary dump truck attacks. Meanwhile, our boy Wholesome is busy rocking it in the alternative dimension of a sussy master, as he's busy destroying Woojin in their rice cake destroying sessions over the past few days after her divorce, as he believes this is his only mission for the week. Still, bro doesn't really realize he's toying with the daughter of the mayor of the most powerful city in the world, so the only thing he can think of right now is to use his banana tree plantation, but I hope he doesn't catch any feels soon where he's going to be stuck in a very sticky predicament. Nevertheless, both Wholesome and Woojin find themselves continually enjoying some rice cake destroying sessions throughout the weekday for over 12 hours each, sometimes reaching to levels never seen before except in cultured anime, as they literally go for an entire day non-stop with no sleep. However, now that the weekend has fast approached and ganked our boy, bro hears his blinding lights ringtone from the real weekend, so he abruptly stops his rice cake duel as Wholesome noticed it's the big boss calling him. As such, Wholesome was forced to do his sussy shadow clone jutsu to get Woojin to fall asleep with some crazy 360 attacks that knocks her right out using his clone, allowing him to easily make his way out of the hotel with no one else noticing. 2 seconds later, just like in a James Bond movie, a fully tinted out car appears out of nowhere and instantly stops at his designated meeting spot, catching our boy by total surprise. The window then rolls down, catching Wholesome by absolute surprise, as he never expected his ride tonight to be none other than Princess Yuna, who orders our boy to quickly get in. But he accidentally wastes time as he zoned out and stared too long at her double blue eyes white dragon just sitting out in the open. Unfortunately for him though, bro gets caught in 4K and gets called out by Yuna to save his pervy sage moment for later, as time is fleeting and the next mission can lead to his life being over in an instant. After getting in, our boy gets scared as Yuna proves to be a speed demon with no care about anyone else, so she tries to calm him down by asking if he's got a driver's license himself. However, we learn that Wholesome doesn't even have a learner's license at the very boomer age of 25, causing Yuma to scoff in disgust, so bro ends up looking like he fumbled the bag in front of his crush after revealing his secret, that he can't even bop to Olivia Rodrigo's song driver's license. Nonetheless, 10 minutes later, the two arrive at their destination, but Yuna gets frustrated with our boy due to him falling asleep and getting stun locked during the drive, so she begins threatening him that she will delete his Roblox account if he does not hurry it up. And just like that, bro woke up with the power of 100 Red Bulls and instantly got to work, but he's dumbfounded when Yuna hands her a fully filled golf bag, since that's for rich people, and he's never ever stepped foot on the green before. With Wholesome asking so many questions about his second ever mission, Yuna ends up giving him the silent treatment after getting too annoyed, so she storms off straight inside the mega mansion worth more than Mr. Beast's entire net worth, whilst showing off her donut factory she was born with. As every step she took, the ground rumbled like she was shocked. Anyways, after making it inside, Bro gets surprised ganked by his big boss, where her twin pyramids of Giza was just right there for him to see. So our boy's giant dino spicy nuggets began waking up after thinking that he might get super lucky with his second mission. And since there's no other viable candidate within the room other than Yuna, Bro blushes and Jet dashes forward towards the boss as Wholesome wants to strike while the iron is hot, but Yuna already knows what's going on in our boy's sussy brain, so she sighs and decides to not step in. Now face to face with the silver-haired beauty again, his Costco hotdog gets very hot as Wholesome starts thinking about all the possibilities he can max shapes with her. So we already know this dude is long gone as the sussy Fire Nation has already taken over. However, when the boss's eyes disappear, you already know things are about to get real, so Pro starts zoning out again while his fiery dragon tries to make its escape down below, busy hoping that Yuna might be able to join in on their 1-versus-1 duel. Unfortunately for our boy, though, it gets gobs smacked back to reality when the boss goes for a precise strike directly on the eggs he brought with him, leaving Wholesome in much agony as they turn into scrambled eggs instead, with no salt or even pepper. And to make matters worse for Wholesome, she continues on playing Pummel Party while staring down her employee like an absolute beast, warning him to focus on the assignment on hand if he does not want to go back to working on construction sites like a normie. It's then revealed that while our boy was busy thinking about winning the lottery, Bro got the entire idea wrong, as she's actually here to make sure he stays in line since he's been busy all week with the only daughter of the mayor of Banham City. So now, after getting outright destroyed in C1 like a noob, the boss orders Wholesome to follow quickly as their new client is busy waiting, whilst Yuna can be heard maniacally laughing on the coach nearby. But as Bro closely follows her to his next mission, they end up going a flight of stairs where the boss went up first, so Bro can't help himself but activate his Superman-style power called the Sussy Eyes to try and imagine what the badonkadonks in front of him could feel like. However, the Sussy turntables turn when the boss stops abruptly, and after locking it in again, our boy is shocked to witness a bright-haired girl completing a 1-versus-1 duel with a very old and wrinkly man that looks like he's got all the power in the world to do whatever he wants at any time. Now with his jaw fully dropped due to the scene unfolding before him, Wholesome ends up being ordered to freshen up as fast as he can because the two battle-ready opponents are already waiting for him behind the glass. Nonetheless, Wholesome tries his best to make an excuse to not get stuck with an old dude and some random girl, but the boss just leaves our boy hanging and reminds him that it's his duty as a gift to VIPs to always show up no matter the time or whatever circumstance, as he's the gift that keeps on giving. So with no other option other than to join in the most sussy duel he's ever been in, Wholesome slowly opens the door and sneaks in whilst watching the two attack each other non-stop, but then he got caught lacking, so the mysterious man orders him to do his job. Unsure of what to do in this peculiar situation, and since Bro does not swing his Ender Dragon the other way, he decides to put on a protective defensive wrapper on his sword to buy some time, and upon completing his action, he drives his sword right into the center of the bright-colored girl to make his mark. In an instant, a very loud sound erupted from the room, sounding like some kind of French love language, causing the opposing girl to look like they just got ganked by a ship she has never experienced before, even better and bigger than the legendary Titanic she's been on. Bro then gets into the groove and begins soloing, trying left and right like a real top-frag duelist, causing both the mysterious man and the sneaky boss to smile as they have never seen the pink-haired girl transform into a React Andy like those ones on YouTube. Regardless, Bro continues his devastating attacks, flanking from every direction like a true general, but the girl is still oblivious as to who is destroying her defensive gates over and over again. As such, the mysterious man turned her head around so she can witness the destroyer of kingdoms face to face. Of course, our boy is like, what kind of weird Grand Theft Auto 6 roleplay server is this? Because this is not what he signed up for. But since he needs the dough, Bro continues on attacking like a championship-winning rice cake master, making the mysterious man look like a proud dad. Seconds later, our boy activated a more advanced domain expansion jutsu, causing his opponent to literally go flying across the bed, whilst hard eyes began popping up left and right, so it looks like this is another job well done by our boy. After seeing the girl fly across the screen as if she was in Mad Max, the old man continues to smile in awe, as he would have never expected the scary-looking girl to finally have met her match, as it's been years in the making. Anyways, now that Dad is left like a frozen meal from Walmart, the old man asks if he works out or if he's played golf before, but our boy cannot find the energy to answer him, as Day's intense ice cream cake was the most restrictive out of all he's fought. Mere seconds later, whilst Hoonseng tries to recover faster than those totally natty fitness influencers, the old man leaves and runs straight to the room across from theirs, causing our boy to get jealous as he realizes that the room he's entering is actually his boss's room. However, Ro instantly forgets about his jealousy when he unexpectedly gets attacked from the frozen teriyaki meal, who's now clearly unfrozen, since Day pulls out her patented one-drink sloppy technique that can bring any sword's master on their knees in under 1 second. And much to our boy's surprise, he finds himself accidentally getting defeated from the absurd force Dai exerted on his dragon, leaving him very defenseless on another counterattack. So he tries to get her to sleep after seeing that it's already 5 a.m. in the morning. Nevertheless, Hoonseng gets humbled when Dai gets visibly irritated when he tried telling her what to do, so she ends up ordering him to continue the 1 versus 1 whilst informing him that the old man is just a board member of Sambo, while she's the real VIP. Now that Day has revealed her trump card, our boy looks like he just got absolutely bamboozled upon her revealing that her dad is the current sitting president of Sambo Corporation, making her the famed princess of Sambo Group, meaning that her brother is the same dude that stole his girlfriend and made his life like a living hell. Nonetheless, Day begins laughing like an evil villain before boarding Hoonseng's upright roller coaster while staring into his soul, where she then whispers to our boy that from now on, he's stuck just being a pet for her with no way out. However, instead of being scared like all the men before him, Bro starts cooking and begins matching her energy by laughing like he's part of the minions, causing Day to wonder what the heck is wrong with this dude as most tremble before the golf goddess Dai. After finishing his own imitation of an anime evil villain laugh, Hoonseng starts yapping about how small the world is and reveals to Dai that her own brother used to hit him in return for a few bucks, but now he's here busy hitting a special spot at his sister. Now that the sussy turntables has turned again, Day begins to look like she ate spoilt milk as she cannot fathom how her #1 best extreme roller coaster experience of all time happens to be with a bottom-of-the-barrel construction worker, especially one that works under her family umbrella. Unfortunately, after Hoonseng finished yapping like he got a degree in Japanese, Day bursts out laughing as it turns out the face she was making earlier was actually just for trying to hold it in. Regardless, when Day finally regains her composure stat back to 100, she gets serious before telling our boy that she's going to destroy him for the weekend, and once she's done with him, Bro is getting sent to the gulag where he will find himself buried under cement for no one to ever see again. One blink later, she flashes a smirk before proceeding to give our boy a run for his money as she starts pulling out secret forbidden jutsus Hoonseng has never seen or even heard of before, causing his dormant volcano to almost erupt within seconds. At the same time, Hoonseng is trying to fight back against her invasion by trying to rip apart Dai's island like a piece of Oreo separated by the cream cheese inside, causing the golf goddess to mention how it would be a shame to send his life force to zero after. Initially, Bro thought she was just making a joke like some kind of messed up next level trolling, but much to our boy's dismay, Dai made it crystal clear that she's absolutely serious about what she's saying, and maybe he should have first thought of about happened to the last guy that got sent as a gift for her. Nevertheless, Hoonseng's heart sunk after realizing what Dai was saying was actually true, since the last dude he knew at headquarters disappeared last night, leaving him the only homie left to make a stand against this crazy princess from another world. So now that our boy knows that his life is actually in danger if he does not complete this rice cake destroying mission to the best of his abilities, Bro starts pulling out chakra left and right just so he could activate Gear 5 to teach this girl a lesson. Seconds later, Bro flips his opponent over like it's a piece of cake before begging to take apart the cheesecake in front of him meticulously one by one, causing Dai to yell out what the heck he's doing as this was not part of her plan. After pulling some pro wrestler move like he's Hulk Hogan, our boy takes hold of Dai's forehead with one hand before proceeding to tell his opponent that he's going to absolutely destroy everything she knows about life using one simple trick. A sussy menacing aura then began to surround our boy as he tells his opponent a story about some rich girl everyone knew, but whilst he told a very detailed story about this rich golfing girl, his ultimate weapon grew past its growing limit where it then skyrocketed its growth levels to over 9,000 while stuck inside Dai's holster. Of course, this is our boy's brand new fully maxed out sussy domain expansion ability taking over, and now Hoonseng is using it to bring peace onto the world, hoping that this is enough to send this princess straight to the sussy dimension behind him. Luckily for our boy though, him grinding 24/7 for multiple dupes of all his mythical fruits like his gravity and venom fruit proved to be successful, so Bro's current power level is enough to corner and destroy his opponent outright without needing the help of third-party equipment. As such, Hoonseng brilliantly executed dominating attacks from every direction like a grand marshal, swiftly turning his opponent into mush as Dai could not defend his blistering fast crossovers into her side of the court, causing weird anime sounds to fill the entire room. However, since he is still fulfilling his duty of being the rank 1 culture destroyer on the planet, Bro decides to let Dae continue living, so he unlocks his gears and proceeds to hug her whilst letting out a stream of fast-flowing lava straight into the bull's eye. Regardless, after thinking that his mission for the night is finally over, Bro sighs after witnessing Dae rise up from the dead like some kind of reincarnation skill, so she starts yapping about how there's no way he should be tired already. Fast forward a few hours later, best girl Yuna comes out of nowhere and screams into Hoonsang's ear to make him wake up since he was supposed to wake up early, but now he slept in and might actually be late to the golfing party. Nonetheless, Yuna continues to scream at our boy using max volume as if she's his drill sergeant, informing him that he literally has 10 minutes to get ready or else their mission will turn into a massive failure. So with no time to get the shower to clean up, Bro does the gritty on Yuna with his banana tree plantation out for her to see before running out to the hand-made golf course conveniently 5 steps outside the backyard. Once there, Dae looks like she's more locked in than a Sentinels fan tuning into Ten's retirement announcement, hitting hole-in-ones with ease whilst our boy looks on in awe as he's never seen a sports prodigy doing work up close in person before. It's then revealed that Dae used to be the rank 1 woman in the field of golf, where she was so good that she could have competed against the men and actually beat them, but she chose to retire to pursue a more chilling lifestyle. Anyways, now that everyone has made it to tea time on time, it's now our boy's turn to learn how to hit the golf ball as good as he hits his opponents during nighttime with the help of a very willing Dae, since it looks like the love bug has struck another girl again. Nevertheless, as the ex-golf pro tries her best to teach a total noob unable to hit the golf ball once even if his life depended on it, she stays cool and patient, making the silver-haired boss and the board member look like proud parents as they have never seen Dae act this way. The two then laugh together while reminiscing about the past as Dae never got along with any of the gifts sent to her. But this might be the first time they don't have to bury a giveaway underground after she's finished with them. Suddenly, the board member tries to be slick with it by asking Hoonsang's boss if they should leave right now to give the two some room as it feels like a double date, but she ends up rejecting him right on the spot, reminding him she's not a sussy backa. Bro is then like us when we finally muster up the courage to ask out our date, only for them to reject us, so he tries to play it cool by claiming that he was just joshing Bro. Meanwhile, our boy fell into a nearby lake after trying to retrieve one of the golf clubs he accidentally threw in there, so Hoonsang gets the bright idea to play like it's last man standing. As such, Bro took down Dae with him like an absolute mad lad, where our boy even tries his luck to summon the wrath of short girl Dae by pointing and laughing at her for straight up getting her super rich pro golf outfit wet even though it's all his fault. Surprisingly though, instead of the usual stone cold killer Dae taking over, a more wholesome version of herself appeared as she started to splash water back on Hoonsang, whilst she's still visibly furious. But at least it's not like she's calling a hit on him like those Mexican cartels anymore. Anyways, in the end, Dae played around too much like a real sneaky link, so she accidentally sprained her ankle in the man-made hazardous waters, causing the two to get even closer thanks to our boy's big back being able to carry any woman of his wishes. Eventually, Bro is able to bring back the VIP in one piece in search of treasure, and upon making it back inside one of the most expensive vacation houses in the world, there was no one to be found or anyone to be heard. Regardless, after quickly swapping their outdoor clothes for their clean indoor ones, since these people are smart Asians after all, Dae receives a text message and finds out that everyone went back to Seoul, including Hoonsang's secret crush Yuna. With the two now alone again, we can already guess the sussy turntables are about to turn again, but it looks like things might be put on hold as our boy is too busy showing off his first aid skills by treating the injury Dae he got earlier. And as Bro continues to use his skill called Mending Pet on her, Dae begins to blush profusely and tries to hide it by hiding behind her phone, but it's too late. She basically falling more in love with our boy as he's got every skill in his bag that you can think of. However, just as our boy was about to finish up tending to Dae's ankle, his face goes pale when he hears her phone camera go off, so Dae gets caught in 4K trying to be sentimental by taking a picture of Hoonsang. 1 second later, Bro went on the offensive faster than the Speed Force to try and delete the picture, since Bro is literally like me, no pictures allowed, and we only post one picture a year on our social medias just because we like it that way. Nonetheless, as Hoonsang goes demon mode versus Dae, his sussy mode began to show its rear head as our boy accidentally makes it on top of Dae in a very sussy position, causing his lazy King Behemoth to instantly come out of its cave. With his King Behemoth now poking through his armor like an absolute menace, Bro had to stop for a second to slap it back asleep, since he noticed that Dae is not like her usual self. This time she looks more timid and more serious, yet she's still giving off sussy beka vibes. Nevertheless, after a minute or two of not-so-awkward silence, Day finally spills the beans and informs our boy that she has never ever felt this way in her life, and she's never even met anyone remotely close to Wholesome before. As such, after hearing the rich princess finally tell the truth about how she feels for the first time, Mr. VIP Destroyer starts his cruise missile and aims to target and destroy the entirety of his opponent. Mere seconds later, Bro began speeding towards the twin pyramids of Giza and special uncovered treasure trove in front of him like a chronic race car driver who does not give a single care in the world, as he knows he is an unstoppable force meeting very stoppable objects. In this case, the very stoppable object is Dai, who already looks like she's ready to make a new temporary home for our boy's king-size roadhouse meal from Burger King, since Wholesome already pulled the Spider-Man technique to ready the princess's treasure cove. One blink later, Japanese anime-style sounds echoed throughout the room, with Wholesome's awakened dragon fruit busy on a rampage to reclaim its rightful spot on her throne, causing orange Julius juice to splatter from every direct hit our boy lands. Literally 2 minutes after, Bro tapped into his power level of over 9,000 to summon the infinite domain expansion jutsu, allowing him to really show the princess who the real boss is within this room, as it looks like Dai is about to enter the sussy dimension even though it's only been a few minutes. And just when we thought Bro could not elevate his abilities anymore, our boy took notes from Jinwoo and activated his true omnipotence to use dimensional manipulation to gain total control over the princess, as he's now become the absolute ruler of her world. So with Day absolutely losing the sussy 1 versus 1 without ever getting the chance to fight back, Bro pulls out the bear hub attack before thanking the pervy sage, as he is now in prime position to cross the finish line. But before Wholesome used his patented finisher to teach Dai a lesson, he paused for a second midst rice cake, destroying to whisper in the princess's ear that she better brace for impact, because Bro is about to fill up the battlefield with Olympic levels of sheer sticky force. Regardless, after our boy was able to deliver the finishing combo, Dai looked like she was a frozen popsicle stick, because Bro shouted Spanish or English to her, knowing full well if she moved a single inch, it would be over for her reputation. Eventually, Day snaps back to reality and does the Uno reverse card on our boy, warning him that it's time for her relentless offensive attacks, as Wholesome now finds himself on the defensive for round 2 as she goes to drink his Mountain Dew-flavored Slurpee. She then transformed into Sailor Uranus so she could put both hands on deck while still locking eye contact with Wholesome like an absolute Stacy. But while doing so, she also continued to activate Forbidden Suction Force Jutsu, making it hard for Bro to defend her skillful moves. Nonetheless, the princess proved to be too overpowered in her own right, as she was able to win round 2 of their sussy 1 versus 1 duel, causing a mountain of unlimited McDonald's mayonnaise to abruptly appear on her face and everywhere else. But since she ate no happy meal, and with the score now tied 1-1, the two decide to face off for a best-of-3 format, where the princess again took initiative by jumping straight onto the unsuspecting Wholesome cannon, as she knew it was busy having a cooldown. She then showed off her royal skills like extreme horseback riding to put our boy in a very losing position, as he needed more than 5 seconds to reload his cannon. But while doing so, her hairpin flew off due to the intense shockwaves from their duel, causing Bro to witness another layer of Day's beauty. With her now showcasing her very long and true natural hairstyle, our boy instantly regained all the power he lost from his king behemoth, allowing his trucking train to go full speed again, since both me and him have the same type, that is girls with super long straight hair. Suddenly, it's revealed that Yuna has been spying on the two the entire time while hiding behind a nearby door, since she is his manager now, making her stuck by his side all times to make sure he does a great job in fulfilling his potential. Unfortunately for her though, she starts feeling some sussy baka tendencies within her, as she constantly hears our boy do some Hulk smashing, causing her to want to go home, as she does not want to transform into one herself. Nevertheless, we get fast forward a couple hours later, since the two lovebirds kept rice cake destroying like absolute menaces into the wee hours of the night, where they finally finish, but Wholesome activates too much Rizward powers, somehow making Daddy shy. With too much aura now oozing from our boy, Dai is forced to reject Bro from joining her in cleaning up upstairs, and instead she sighs, unable to believe this dude, as she could not find a man any better than she could have ever imagined. Anyways, as Day went to go clean up in a shower with 10 different shower heads because of rich people things, Bro went to cook some ramen to show off his intensive culinary skills, so at this point I think our boy is literally the perfect man. After finishing up cooking his bowl of soup, the fresh aroma caused the princess to swiftly come running down the stairs while still in a robe, as she finds herself too hungry from all their crazy 1 versus 1 duels. Here, they were able to start bonding again, as our boy was a bit worried his cooking would not be up to par for a super rich princess that always has a 5-star chef on hand. But he's relieved when she finishes everything, so it basically became some kind of low-profile date. She then starts yapping about her previous life, where Wholesome discovers that she was banished to the States by her family so she could become great at golf, leaving her lonesome with no one as she was strictly monitored to make sure she kept on track. Regardless, after the two told each other their stories of the past, Bro flashes a smirk and tells Day that he will remember everything she told him from now on to make their future meetups more enjoyable, causing the princess to profusely blush again. However, as they continue talking whilst the princess falls more in love with Wholesome, Bro dropped the Nagasaki on her when she asks if he's dated anyone, so he answers truthfully and tells her that he has dated only one person before for 5 years, causing her to freak out because in her world it is basically marriage. Luckily, Bro got that Gandalf type of alpha skibbity Rizzler, where he is able to reassure her that breakups are meant to teach you a valuable lesson, and for him it taught him who exactly to go for and who to avoid in the future. Anyways, with the two getting real serious now, our boy ends up finding out that the shortest day he has ever dated anyone was for like 2 days only, while the longest lasted 2 months, but each one of them disappeared from the world after their breakup, so Bro gets worried it might be his turn next. But our boy is a Chad, so he continues on his mission like a true champ, so he agrees to spend the rest of the night with her by watching some romantic comedies whilst looking like a real couple. After a few minutes of laughing and enjoying their time together, Day takes a moment to thank our boy for everything as she tells Wholesome that she has never felt so appreciated or loved before, since even her own family treats her like she's invisible trash. At this point, I gotta be honest guys, I never expected so much wholesome moments in such cultured anime, so if you got this far, comment below who you think the best girl is while our homie is busy comforting Princess Day. Suddenly, after Day did some trauma bonding and falling fast asleep on Wholesome's lap, Yuna came out of nowhere busy frantically waving and pointing at her phone to get our boy to check his, as she does not want to accidentally wake up the princess due to something urgent coming up. As such, Bro slowly tried his best to check his phone without making any sudden movements to make sure Day he does not wake up, and upon reading Yuna's text messages, he disappointingly finds out that his new mission requires him to leave as soon as possible. Initially hesitant to leave Day's side, our boy ends up deciding he cannot mix up his personal life with work lives, so he sadly goes on the new mission whilst busy worrying if Day would be okay, since he knows the only people she's ever cared about left quietly while she was sleeping. Regardless, Yuna reassures him everything will be alright, since Day should be used to how this all works, as she happens to be one of the most frequent VIP customers of their secret society. Plus, from her point of view, he has done the greatest job known to mankind. Fast forward to the morning, we discover that Day is busy being escorted out of her vacation home as fast as humanly possible by Sambo employees, as her dad wants to make sure her routine in the public eye is kept crystal clean, but she do be looking like she's absolutely furious about something. Shortly after making it inside her car, her driver instantly hits the gas like he's Agent 00, allowing time for Day to sift through her phone, where it's revealed that our boy left her a picture of them two together while she was busy passed out. After seeing the cute picture of them together, she's unable to hold in her frown anymore, as her face quickly shifts into a more frustrated yet joyful one, busy telling herself that she can't believe she's actually going to be the one forced to call the guy first. Elsewhere, her brother learns from one of his insiders that Day was caught by the paparazzi looking happy with some random bloke that no one has any information on, but much to his surprise, the guy seems like someone he has seen before. Bro then takes an entire hour trying to figure out who Wholesome is because he seems too familiar, but it's just like at the tip of his tongue, so he orders his men to do a background check on whoever this guy is. Fast forward to the next day, we find Wholesome in a clinic busy trying to find out how much it would cost for the surgery that his mom needs, but he discovers that he needs to pay 15% up front to even have a confirmed slot. Although Bro is making way more money now compared to before, he gets shocked to learn that it would cost at least $33,000 for the entire procedure, so if he wants to confirm his slot now, he needs to pay $5,000 up front. After dropping 5 stacks in cash like he's some kind of American underground rapper, Bro goes to visit his mom, who does not even remember who he is, but he sits there like a good son, busy looking like he's about to poop bricks after eating too much Taco Bell. Regardless, it's revealed that the reason why our boy looks like he just got scammed is because a lot of the money he earned already cannot be transferred straight away, as his income technically is not legitimate, so the secret sussy society needs time to make it look legit. So for now, Yuna informs him that he will continue to get paid in full by cash until the department sorts out his case, since it looks very sussy for the government to see someone making so much money when they do not even have a job. Anyways, our boy learns that from now on, Bro is going to be participating in more rice cake destroying per week, as he just got promoted to a regular, meaning that he's going to be a host at least 3 times a week. Yuna also warns him that back at headquarters, all the other employees already think of him as some big hotshot, So she orders him to act like a smurfing top fragger since people associated with the president are going to ask for him every night. Nevertheless, best girl Yuna also lets him know that while he is stuck being an almost full-time normal host, he gets to at least earn 65% of everything they spend on him, so that's one way they can prop up his legitimate income if they order a lot of bottles. She then reminds him that in this world, it's very easy to make money off super rich people like Elon Musk, but it's very hard to make money as the ultimate rice cake destroyer, as that's not something you can put as your job title. Suddenly, as Bro is just minding his own business after having to follow around Yuna everywhere, he feels his phone continually buzz, so he is forced to check it out. But then he gets confused as he notices it's Day Spam messaging him to respond. Not only is our boy getting messages from a clingy Day, but he also realizes that he missed some messages from Wholesome Woojin, making his heart flutter instantly as it feels like he's pulling a two-timer type of move like Dr. Disrespect. Nonetheless, Bro tries to simultaneously respond to both of them as he feels as if it is his duty to do so as their rice cake destroyer, but then he gets called up by Yuna, informing him that he has to come to work right now. Unable to say no since he is the star of their sussy show, especially when Yuna somehow pinpointed his location at the clinic even though he never told anyone where he was going to go today, Bro reluctantly bids farewell to his mom. After only being able to spend 15 minutes of his free time with his mom in the morning, Bro ends up getting forced into Yuna's car where she berates him for looking like a hobo, so she tells our boy he needs a quick makeover before they continue on. And before our boy even knew it, Bro is looking all spiffy thanks to Yuna, who even helps to do his tie as Bro was struggling more than a boy's first time at prom or formal, since we all know y'all are noob like that. But while Yuna was doing up our boy's tie, a girl salesperson appears out of nowhere and ganks the two, where she ends up making a remark about how perfect the suit fits Hoonsang, whilst claiming how astonished she is that his girlfriend has a better eye than her. However, Bro was quick to try and correct her by saying that she's not his girlfriend, but Yuna interrupts him before he could do so and swiftly says thank you before pulling our boy's arm in, acting totally like she is his actual girlfriend, causing Bro to blush. Fast forward a couple hours later, the sun has already begun setting, so Hoonsang is furious that his work so far today was just him walking around all day buying things that he thought was free, but in reality he has to pay for it all as it gets deducted from his paycheck. Regardless, Yuna tells him to not worry about all the money they spent since him being a host now will recoup everything and more in less than 2 nights at the bar, causing Bro's jaw to drop. Yuna then flashes a smile at our boy, where she then asks Hoonsang if he gets it now since the types of women he's about to meet during these nights are all on a different stratosphere and all of them are willing to go loco doco for him. Elsewhere, Hoonsang's boss is summoned to Hotel Pentabo, where she ends up parking at the lowest level just to head over to a secret area that has an authorized personnel-only door, but she conveniently has the keys even though it looks like a maintenance room. Upon opening the door, a massive sophisticated hallway is unraveled with a bunch of groomed dudes just standing their ground like it's Groundhog Day, so Miss Bossman angrily shouts at them, wondering what the heck they are doing. Eventually, one of the guys finally steps up to the president and informs her that they just welcomed someone that straight up walked into and entered the ultra VIP room, so they had no idea what to do, causing the president's face to almost go fully pale. Furthermore, she is shocked to learn that the woman who barged in like she owned the place told the guys to let the president know that Miss O has also entered the building, so it looks like trouble is brewing already. Now faced with Code Sussy, the president tells everyone to shut down all operations and to make sure to not let anyone in unless it is some muscular-looking dude named Hoonsang, as she prepares to tackle the obstacle by herself. After hearing that the president wants to shut everything down in this place right now, her employees begin to buckle under pressure and start to question her, but she doubles down and stares at them all whilst fiercely telling them to do as they are told. Mere seconds later, the president makes it to the end of the hallway and turns right into the VIP hallway where only one door can be seen, and upon getting up close and personal with the door, she takes a deep breath before putting her hands on the door handle. After gathering enough courage and composure to turn the handle, she barges into the room and acts like nothing happened, so she puts on a big smile and acts super fake with the VIP, mentioning how she thought they had a few days until her reservation. Suddenly, a Canadian hockey puck comes flying across the room, which almost hits her directly in the face when she tells the VIP she should have called ahead, as they would have prepared for her arrival no matter what time she insisted on. We then discover that the VIP is not only a super psycho or super intense, but also a super ABG, as she got body proportions on par with every other girl we met so far, but unlike the rest of them, this one got that short hair type of lifestyle. Meanwhile, Yuna and our boy finally arrive at their destination at the hotel, but before they could even park normally, one of the employees quickly rush out to stop them as he tries to inform her that Miss O is here. Upon learning that the menace that is Miss O is here, Yuna gets filled with fear and panics as she did not expect her night to turn into chaos, so she quickly apologizes for not answering his phone calls since protocol meant she only answers to the boss. Nevertheless, Yuna continues to freak out, but she ends up ordering the guy to stop yapping after he was able to take a quick look at our boy and tells the beanie-wearing man to hop into the car for her as they need to get out right now. Unfortunately for Yuna though, our boy has no clue as to what is going on right now. So he continues to sit there acting all aloof, so she is forced to turn around and yell at him to quickly get out as they need to get on movie as fast as possible. She then instantly pulls our boy out of the car and carries him to the exact same authorized personnel-only door that the president entered earlier, where Yuna almost breaks the door wide open due to the sheer force of her slamming it open. After making it inside, all eyes shift onto Wholesome as every host begin to analyze him with all their might, hoping that this dude is going to be the one savior that will save them all, but still Yuna has not explained anything to him other than to not make eye contact with anyone right now. Soon after, the duo enter the VIP hallway where Yuna pushes our boy against the wall, causing his Dairy Queen blizzard to rise up, as bro thinks he is about to hit a super lucky roll with her right now. However, Wholesome quickly gets sent back to reality when things do not go according to his plan, and instead, Yuna began intensely briefing him about the customer he is about to spend his time with, because this one is one of the craziest out there, so he needs to remember everything. Nonetheless, after learning that this was not actually part of their usual day since this VIP customer appeared out of nowhere, bro tries his best to learn everything before entering the fray. But as soon as our boy entered the room, he could not fathom what he saw since Miss President is out there on the ground being poured some unknown liquid, whilst every part of her armor was absolutely invisible, so technically bro actually got lucky. Now that Miss O has heard the door open, she looks up with a lot of intrigue and stops emptying the bottles on the president, where she then makes the remark that Miss O owes the president 23 bottles, but each one cost a hopping $5,000 each. And since Wholesome is here now, Miss O orders the president to get up whilst calling our boy over. But bro is busy, speechless, and stun-locked to even move as he has no idea what to do in such a situation like this. To make matters worse for the president, Miss O orders her to bark, and she actually does it in front of Wholesome, causing bro's brain to malfunction as he did not expect this to happen in real life since he always hears it in voice comms whenever someone needs a heal. Regardless, Miss O makes the president bark again like a hyena before ordering her to go to the corner of the room, to which she obliges to, but afterwards she motions for our boy to get closer again and proceeds to ask his name. For the first time since our boy entered the room, Wholesome was finally able to muster up the courage to speak, so he introduces himself only for Miss O to tell Wholesome that it's his fault for being late, that the president has to be her pet right now. Of course, after hearing that it's his fault, bro quickly tells Miss O that he will do anything she asks of him to make things right, as the president does not deserve anything happening to her right now. As such, Miss O orders our boy to get up close and to tilt his head down, to which he happily does so, allowing for her to see his facial features better, especially his eyebrows and eyelashes, where she ends up complimenting both of them whilst blushing at the same time. But just when bro thought the coast was cleared, he says thank you for the compliments, but before he was able to finish saying the word thanks, Miss O pulls a quick one and proceeds to do a sleight of hand attack out of nowhere. Luckily, Wholesome has been watching a lot of slap fighting championship series, so he was able to easily handle the attack like an absolute champ, causing both Miss O and the president to be surprised with his resilience, so she ends up offering $1,000 per hit. After hearing the absurd offer to Wholesome, the president wakes up from her state of weakness and tries to defend him, but our boy tells her it's okay as he can handle himself, so Miss O happily looks on and repeats after our boy. However, literally 1 second later, Miss O swaps faces from a happy one back to one that looks like an evil Rem from ReZero, sternly asking the president since when can a dog speak, so it looks like we got one that might have BPD. Nonetheless, after quickly putting the president back to her corner, she orders Wholesome to take one step backward, and upon doing so, Miss O wins up a big slap like she is some kind of advanced automatic windmill, since she directly lands a perfect one. She then continues on like an absolute maniac to the point where she literally owes Wholesome $700,000 for 700 slaps, and each time she made contact she seemed more happy than ever. However, our boy took every single one without flinching like an absolute Chad, but at slap 800, bro is forced to stop her mid-slap as he knows she has pushed past her limit and is unable to do more unless she wants to risk injury. Shortly after stopping Miss O, she ends up asking how he knew she was past his limit, so bro ends up going way back in time and reveals that the only reason he knows is because his mom did the same thing to him back when he was younger, so he knows.